Second one is selective reabsorption. Second one is selective. What I'm saying? Selective reabsorption. Very important. Selective reabsorption. Reabsorption. Approximately it is released 172 liters of the primary urine. So the primary urines are always reabsorbed by the second process. That is called as a selective reabsorption. Very clear? The primary urine is releasing approximately 172 liters. So there is a essential. What is the substances are there? The substances are absorbed by the second one is on a selective reabsorption process. So the selective reabsorption process is containing mainly three ways are there, three processes are there. First one, high threshold substances. Mainly these are focusing on three processes, highly threshold substances. First one is high threshold substances. Second one is low threshold substances. Low, note down everyone. Threshold substances. Third one is A threshold or non-threshold substances. Three substances are. First one, we are discussing about the high threshold substances. What is that high threshold substances? Which substances are essential for our body? So which are essential for our body? Those what substances are under comes into high threshold substances. These are absorbed 100% from the primary urine. Which one? Which substances are very essential for our surviving process or metabolic activities? Those substances are under introducing into high threshold substances. These substances are reabsorbed 100%. Which substances are very essential? So essential for metabolic activities, for surviving. You can write anyway. Survivor metabolic process. So that is called a high threshold substances. Approximately the high threshold substances are very essential. These are absorbing reabsorbing of 100%. Reabsorb how much? 100% of the substances into reabsorption process. So what are the example? Water. Yes, water. Glucose. Water and glucose. Yes. After the primary urine formation, this primary urine contain what are they? Some amount of the water, huge amount of the water, some amount of the ions. What are they? Which type of ion? Sodium, potassium, calcium, bicarbonates are present, and some amount of the vitamins are also there. And what are waters? Okay. So these are present in primary urine. So these are known as a high threshold substances. Let's see the high threshold substances. So the high threshold substances are reabsorbed through the what is the peritubular duct, peritubular vein or peritubular duct. So the approximately the 180 ml of the glucose in 100 ml of the blood. Okay, the maximum reabsorption capacity of the nephron is 100. What is the 180 ml of the 180 grams of the glucose is there in 100 ml of the blood. How much? The 180 ml of the glucose there in 100 ml of the blood. So it is suitable. Yes, it is sufficient for the reabsorption process. Quickly reabsorb. So how much? The 180 ml of the glucose there in 180 ml of the glucose there in 100 ml of the blood. 100 ml of the blood. So that is easy to quickly reabsorb. So the excess amount of the nothing but the more than 180 ml of the glucose. More than 180 ml of the glucose So the selective reabsorption will be decrease. The more than 180 ml of the glucose per 100 ml of the blood. Listen carefully. The 180 ml of the glucose for 100 ml of the blood. So it is quickly and easy to reabsorb into bloodstream. There is no problem at all. The more than 180 means 100, 200 ml, approximately 200 ml per 100 ml of the blood. So the 100 ml of the blood. So the reabsorption process will become decrease. So in this type of cases are majorly present in high diabetic patients. High diabetic patients. Diabetic patients are majorly loss of glucose by their urine. Loss of glucose by their urine. That is called diabetes insipidus. Diabetes insipidus. The loss of glucose from their urine, that is called diabetes insipidus. Approximately how much? More than 180 ml of the glucose from the each single for the 100 ml of the blood. So this is known as a high threshold substance. Clear? How much? These are reabsorption approximately 100%. Approximately 100%. Who are affected? Who are suffering from the diabetes? Diabetes insipidus. Those are loss of the glucose from their urine. Clear? Second one is low threshold substances. These high threshold substances consistent of this high threshold substances collecting or reabsorption. The high threshold substances collecting or reabsorption of the food or substances by the two processes, active process and passive process. What is the active process? These are expenditure of the energy. So these are reabsorption of the food from the primary urine or substance from the primary urine. So in this process they are expenditure of the energy to collecting reabsorption of the substances. The expenditure of energy for reabsorption of what is that? Substances from primary urine. What are they? These active processes nothing but the expenditure of the energy, nothing but ATP, utilizing ATP for collecting reabsorption of substances from the primary urine. So in the passive process there is no expenditure, there is no expenditure of the energy, there is no using of any ATP, adenosine triphosphate, for the reabsorption of the what is that substance from the primary urine. There is no expenditure. There is no expenditure of energy. So the expenditure of the energy, they are collecting the glucose. They collect the reabsorption of the glucose, some amount of the water molecules. They are utilizing the expenditure of the energy. So there is a ions and vitamins. There is no expenditure of the energy for the reabsorption from the primary urine. So this is known as a high threshold substances. Which one? Glucose and water molecules are high threshold substances. So next one is low threshold substances. Second one is low threshold substances. Low threshold substance. What is the meaning of the low threshold substance? So these are very low and very less in quantity, very less in quantity, but it is essential for our metabolic activities. So these are very less. The glucose is very huge, but these are very less, but these are also essential for our metabolic activities. So these are known as a low threshold substances. So example, urea. Don't get confused. That is the urea. Urea is a very low, very less amount of the urea for our metabolic activities. Not huge amount of the urea. So very less amount of the urea for our metabolic activities. Those substances are comes into what is that? Low threshold substance known as the urea. Second one. Third one is non or A threshold. A means absent. Threshold substances. So these are never useful. Nothing but these are not essential for our metabolic activities. So these are completely ready to excrete. Ready to excrete. This type of substances are known as A threshold substances are non-threshold substances. First one, A threshold. Example, uric acid. What is that? Creatine and hippuric acid. The three are very harmful our body. First one is not a urea. Uric acid. Uric acid. It is not essential our body for metabolic activities. Uric acid. Hippuric acid. Hippuric acid. The third one is creatine. So these are completely elimination through our body by the excretion process. So these are never essential from our metabolic activity. So this is called as a threshold substances are toxic substances. Toxic substances. The excess amount of the hippuric and creatine level, so it is leads into kidney failure. The kidney failure. The excess amount of the uric acid, that is called uremia. Uremia, nothing but joint pains. The excess amount of the urea. So the urea is accumulation in the bones. The urea is accumulation of the bones and causing of what is joint pains. The hippuric acid and creatine level is there in our bloodstream. There human beings are majorly effects of the kidney failure, nothing but nephron failure. Okay, so this is the harmful substances in our body. So these are comes into non-threshold or A threshold substance. Are you clear? So